Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Brendan back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the top reasons why, if you want a career in the film industry, why you do not need to go to film school. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube of people talking about whether or not they personally feel film school is worth it. And in this video, I wanted to kind of redirect that thought process a little bit into not whether or not film school is worth it. I think that obviously varies a lot from person to person, and also film school can't really hurt your chances of having a successful career, except for the fact that obviously it's pretty expensive. College nowadays is a very expensive thing, but instead of talking about that and talking about whether or not film school is worth your monetary investment, I wanted to talk about some of the reasons why you don't necessarily need to go to film school in order to have a successful career. So the main reason that this topic is so popular in the first place is the fact that to actually work on a film set, on a legit professional film set, whether that be a movie or a music video or a commercial or anything, you don't really need a degree. Nobody is going to ask you what college you went to, or to see your degree, or to see how many years you studied, or if you even graduated, or if you minored in something. They don't really care. Whenever you're applying to a gig, no matter whether you're an editor or a cinematographer or a director or an actor, people want to see your portfolio. People want to see what you've worked on before. Maybe you have a reel that highlights some of the things you've done before, and they want to see your resume. But on your resume, they don't really care to see what school you went to. They care to see that long list of all the different projects you've been on and how legitimate those projects actually were. So because of this, a lot of people often wonder, a lot of high schoolers who are thinking about their next steps for their future, they're wondering if they even need film school in the first place, if you can get by and you can really get gigs without really needing to even mention where you went to film school. All of the information that you're going to be learning in classes in film school, it's all readily available for free on the internet, on YouTube videos especially. I really discovered after my first year of film school, after taking all these different classes my first year, that all the stuff that I was learning in those first introductory classes were things that I had taught myself as a hobbyist filmmaker in high school. So I was kind of ahead of the curve because it was such a passion and hobby of mine before actually going into film school. I was making movies all the time with my friends, experimenting and learning how to make a movie and learning the language of cinema before I actually went into film school. And all of it was just from my own experimentation, making my own films, and just from researching online. And like I said, it wasn't until my sophomore year until I started to realize the trend that all the stuff I was learning in these classes was stuff that was already available for free with really easy Google searches or YouTube searches. Now, obviously, film school would guide you through that process of learning all the information, but you can organically guide yourself through the process. As you learn more on your own, you'll realize the stuff that you don't know, and that will obviously influence what you need to research next. And I would say the next big thing that film school provides is obviously resources to professional grade film equipment. And obviously that's a huge bonus of being in a film school, is getting access to all the same stuff that the professionals are really using in the industry and learning how to use that stuff. Obviously that's super, super useful, but you don't necessarily need it to start learning and start building your portfolio. Basically, film gear is getting really, really cheap. Everybody and their mom nowadays has a drone. 10 years ago, those beautiful drone shots that everybody can get now, that was only possible with like a helicopter and a big ol' heavy film camera. So the stuff that we can do now on a low budget is absolutely incredible, and you don't need all that super expensive fancy gear to obviously get started. And last but not least, the third thing that film school really, really offers students is this concept of networking. Say for me, as a cinematographer, a lot of the people who wind up hiring me are directors and producers. So the more directors and producers I'm friends with, the better chances there are that I'll be hired for different gigs. And the fact that I went to film school, I know a lot of directors who now work in the film industry and a lot of producers, and I'm just friends with a lot of filmmakers, just from people who I went to school with and from different concentric circles of friends. So friends of friends, The beauty about film school is if you become friends with a professor, and you could ask your professor if they know anybody that could mentor you or that could guide you or that could bring you on set. And obviously the professors are going to know tons and tons of people in the industry that they can connect you with. So obviously film school is really, really good for networking and getting that immediate, quick group of friends that are really going to be your base. But again, you don't necessarily need film school in order to be able to get a really, really great network. The internet is a beautiful thing. Networking in the film industry is literally as easy as going on Facebook and typing in the search bar, filmmaking groups, and then in your city, right? So filmmaking groups in New York or filmmaking groups in Los Angeles. And when you do that, you'll find tons and tons of like-minded people and lots of people posting about their personal projects they're working on. Depending on the group, it could be inviting people to come help for free, for people who are really early in their careers and just looking for portfolio pieces. And lots of groups are also asking for people to apply formally to gigs to actually hire them and pay them to work on productions. So it's not hard to get on these Facebook groups, and there's tons of them out there. So that's a great way to start if you don't already know people working in the film industry, especially when you're starting off and you're just trying to network. You can get on a lot of film sets for free and meet all those people, and those people can be great mentors for you and also teach you a lot about filmmaking that way. So yeah, those are my top 3 reasons why you don't absolutely need film school. Again, it is all the education that you can get online, all the resources. Film gear is really cheap nowadays, so you don't really need a school to give you filmmaking resources and equipment. And also networking can be done online through social media. The internet is a really wonderful place, and technology has advanced so much. It's really accessible to become a filmmaker nowadays. So again, just to wrap up and conclude this video, this is not a video of me trying to say that you shouldn't go to film school. I personally did go to film school, and it was a great experience for me. Although, like I said, it was frustrating at times as I was kind of realizing that it wasn't absolutely necessary, and I was spending tens and thousands of dollars on this education. So obviously, if you don't have the money, my point in this video is don't fret, don't worry about it. If you work hard enough and you kind of followed some of those tips that I gave you, you can definitely totally make it work. There are tons of super successful filmmakers out there in Hollywood who never went to film school or dropped out of film school, and they're some of the greatest filmmakers of all time. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out a little bit. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys very soon. Later.